Hi, this is Charlie giving you Monday's market commentary, and I hope you're very well. And so let's have a quick look through these currencies and stock market indices. Just following on from Friday's market update, when I put that trade in on the euro, yeah, it had a nice run in the end, and so it was a good run actually because I kept a final stake. Actually, I was out and about. I was away on a stag weekend, and I keep my eye on the prices. And I'd had my limit orders hit, like I'd said, at the daily ER1 and the prior day's highs at 55, and then but I'd left that for a quarter running. And I was just going to leave it, and then when I saw that we were sort of sitting around about, I think it was around 129.60 or so at the time. And I thought, well, I might as well put an order in for just below 130, and so had that final stake out at 129.90. So a good run in the end, but it just sometimes it's nice to actually, it just proves that sometimes as traders it's nice to not be around and just let a trade just run. And so a nice example of that really on Friday, just to say, well, I have a view on this. I think if it goes up, then it should have a bit of a run on it, and and it's quite nice. So just that one trade, obviously on Friday, and nice to complete whilst you're out and you're not even there. Right, let's go and have a look at this then. So the euro, we excuse my voice today. Obviously, lots of talking over the weekend, and seem to have lost that. Maybe it was whitewater rafting in the snow that may have had something to do with it as well. But yes, it was rather cold. But amazingly, actually, your core doesn't actually get too cold doing that. You do wrap up well enough. Anyway, so the euro itself, yes, it's come up to this trend channel line. It's a slightly different trend channel that it looks on e-signal to it does on telecharts here, but in the main, it turned around on Friday and has had a decent enough push, and so it's looking like maybe it's finding some sort of low. I mean, it's certainly. Let's bring my pen up. It's certainly spent a long time through all of this through most of March, not knowing what to do. Down days, then a couple of up days, small candles, big down day candles, and so on and so forth. So it's really not done too much, and I'm still a little bit skeptical on it. It's come to the outer trend channel line, so it means it should ultimately want to push out to the other side of this, and so that's what we should be looking towards, and maybe looking towards a push towards the 50-day moving average at some point. I still think that we could have some bit of some small pullbacks, but obviously this is the line in the sand now. These lows that we had a week or so ago. But for now, it looks like it's on the turn, and so if that's the case, then we should be looking for the euro overall to be heading up towards the 50-day moving average. What would I say would be my line in the sand if it looks a little bit suspicious? Well, I think if we get back down to 129, then all bets are off at that stage. I think we've got to be a little bit cautious if we were to get to 129, but otherwise, then we should be looking for the euro to potentially still be running higher yet. Let's have a look at the pound, but that is a warning there at 129. Now the pound, yeah, it's come back to that trend channel line. I've been talking about it for months, it seems, but certainly a good month at least. And it's not far away from that 50-day moving average that I said was a target. We've also got 153.70 odd zone, which is the monthly pivot. Whether we're going to get there in time before the end of the month or not, I don't know yet. But certainly the cable's done well. I'm out of my swing long position on cable now, so that got hit at 152.20, I think it was on Friday. And so that was a nice run of 130 pips on that one. And so really now we're at a stage where it's got this trend channel line. What's it going to do? Is it going to break out, or is it going to fall away from there? We'll have to see. But we have got this 50-day moving average, which hasn't been tested in a long time. We had got quite a long way away from it when we were down at the lows, and it's finally come back up towards it. So I do think that a couple of these currencies, there are areas of resistance at the moment, but if they can break those, then there's some viable next targets up. So again, for cable, the line in the sand is going to be this low from, similar to euro, the lows from last week. So that's pretty much that. And it's a similar sort of thing if we look at the stock market indices as well, in that the S&P's turned around really nicely. Actually, the futures are up again overnight, so it's already back up towards these highs in the futures, and we just want to see if that's going to break higher now. I think if that does, then the currency should continue to break up as well. Last week you started to wonder whether it was actually going to start to come down to test this lower trend channel line, and it could still do that, so we'll have to just see. But certainly at the moment, the way it's come back up, then we've still got those all-time highs up there, just in the 1576 or something like that. I think it's at, without me going out to the higher time frames. We're so close to it. I've been on about it for so long that I was looking for them to get broken, and maybe that's going to happen sooner rather than later now. Anyway. Let's have a quick look at oil. Actually, I haven't looked at oil in a long time, and maybe we'll have a look at gold as well. So, because oil has turned a corner again after falling away into March. It came down to that. I remember warning that we're in the bounce zone when we came down to the 200-day moving average. And it's had a decent bounce from there. So what we really need to see with oil is to see it get above the daily 50 moving average, and if it does, then again another attack on the $100 mark would be on the cards. Let's have a look at gold and see if there's anything in the offering there on gold at the moment. Yeah, it's picked up as well. So again, it looks like another challenge of the 50-day moving average, but it's still got prior lows from over here as well, which should act as some sort of resistance. So it's got a bit of work to do yet, gold, on the long side, if it is actually going to move much higher. Certainly got some resistance levels up there ahead of it. So I haven't got too much of a review on the daily charts of gold. Let's leave it for that for now. Kim will be back in touch on Wednesday.